Carl, we're going to hear more from your dad when we meet him about why he was convicted and why he went to prison. But I'm guessing as a little boy you wouldn't have known any of that, would you?
No.
When did you first work out Daddy wasn't around?
Basically, when went up to visit him, and my nan basically said he was working away and that. But then my dad basically said to stop lying and told me the truth.
Now, you were brought up by your nan?
Yeah.
So where was your mum at this stage?
I don't know.
She'd left already?
Yeah, she basically left me with my nan.
And you were, what, a baby when she left?
No, I was going on 6, I think I was.
OK. Now, talking to your dad before, he said you two have never really talked about what you went through.
No, we haven't really. It's just haven't been something that's just come up, like.
Yeah, have a look at this. This is just a little bit of when I spoke to your dad before the show. What have you never heard him talk about? What do you wonder about?
I always wondered what it was like for Kyle's point of view. You know, his father in prison for something he hadn't done, and how that affected him through school, you know, just growing up in general.
Know that?
Well, no, not really. I know he told me one incident about that he was bullied in school, but it didn't come out until after I come out.
So you don't talk about any of that?
We've never discussed it. I don't know why. We were discussing it last night in the hotel room, why we've never spoke about it, and none of us can put our finger on it. And
your dad was also saying he was a little bit scared, but he really wanted to hear what you went through. So you brought up by your nan, and your dad... Can you remember about going to the prison, what it was like?
Yeah, I remember going up visiting him in this big room, like, and all these people there in orange suit things, like.
Now, the kids at school, what did they say?
Well, I basically used to get people saying, oh, your father's a murderer and stuff like that.
Did you know about what he was in prison for at that time? Or...
At that time, yeah, I did.
How did you react to that?
I wanted to punch their faces in, to be honest.
Visiting your dad, he was moved from prison to prison to prison, so you were doing a hell of a lot of travelling with your nan, weren't you? How was that?
It was taking a lot out. It took a lot out of me, like.
Now, the day he was released, can you remember that?
Yeah, I can. I can remember it like it was yesterday, sort of thing.
So...
Well, basically, we just went in the car and then went up, and then I seen him run straight across and gripped hold of him, like.
And you were how old then?
12 when he came home.
And you thought that was it, you got your daddy home, that was it. But did you have your daddy around for long?
Not for too long. I had him there for a couple of weeks, but then he was just doing whatever he was doing. Going out partying and with women and stuff.
Did that make you cross?
Yeah, it did. It made me that cross. So one day I said, I wish you were back in prison, because I seen you more when you were in prison. Now,
you got quite a large compensation payout, so it's £780,000 or something like that.
Something like that.
That must have made him a magnet for a lot of people.
A lot of the wrong people.
Like what? What do you mean?
Well, people hanging around just for his money, just being his friend for money. Like.
Could you see that?
Yep.
Did you warn him about that?
I warned him about a few people, like a few of his exes and that.
Did it get him down when he finally worked out he was being ripped off?
Yeah, it got to a point where it really got him down, and he was depressed all the time.
And how did that make you feel?
Just angry, basically.
Who were you angry with?
The women that done all these things to him.
And did you think, oh, wish he'd listened to me?
Yeah, I did, a few times. I wish he would have listened to me quite a bit.
All right, well, let's meet your dad. Please welcome Michael. Michael, how was it listening to Kyle talking just then?
Quite emotional.
Can you tell him which bits? Well, what didn't you know?
Just not being there for him when I should have. You know, like, I put women before him. I made a lot of mistakes. If I would have listened to him, I would have probably saved myself a lot of heartache. But, you know, he never used to listen to me. I used to tell him about his women. He used to tell me, you know, the other way around. So we were like, you know, don't go there. And he was well, don't go there. And we both went down the same road. And it was like, you know, like father, like son, literally, like, you know.
Take us back. How the hell did you end up in prison for murder?
Well, on the night in question, you know, I'm going to tell you all straight, you know, I was no angel. And on that night, that's when a guy got murdered, not far from where we was trying to steal cars from. So brought us into the frame.
So you're in prison, and when you go into prison, you've got a wife and child. When did you find out your family had fallen apart?
I think the day we got arrested, really. I think, you know, it really sort of like hit home. You know, when we got arrested and actually charged with it, it was just, you know, I just couldn't believe what was happening. You know, and while I was waiting for the trial, my daughter died of cot death. And then my wife decides to walk out with one of my friends. And I think it was that stage I felt everything was falling apart.
Did you think, if only I hadn't, or if only...
The one mistake I made is if I would have been a proper father and a proper husband and I would have stayed in with my wife on the night in question, none of this probably would have happened.
OK, well, we've got a lot of audience questions here, but what we're going to do is take a break first, come back to some audience questions in just a moment.
Leave home for Robert Redford.
No, I'd leave home for Tom Jones.
I've never felt this good. Without a doubt, confidence grows with age. But after 60, no matter what, your skin can let you down. It becomes more fragile. I found Age Reperfect Pro Calcium from L'Oreal. My skin feels toned, more resilient. I'm 69, and Age Reperfect Pro Calcium is the future of my skin and yours.
Age Reperfect Pro Calcium from L'Oreal Paris. And now, discover new Age Reperfect Pro Calcium Night.
We're worth it.
A Michelin tire could last more than once around the world. That's why Michelin makes sure that it performs from the first to the last mile. Michelin.
Marty Wilde, born to rock and roll. The definitive album from the original British rock and roll icon. All the greatest hits from his exceptional career. Marty Wilde, born to rock and roll. Perfect for Mother's Day.
When you're in debt, the pressure's on. Credit cards, loans, store cards, your mortgage, people chasing you for money. It's never ending. You're not alone. If you have debts of £15,000 or more and you or your partner are in full-time employment, call Debt Help free on 0800 970 3500 now. We offer free confidential advice, and we could find you a tailor-made solution to reduce your monthly payments. You could even write off up to 75% of the debt. Call Debt Help free on 0800 970 3500 now, or visit debthelp.co.uk. Debt Help. Simple steps to a debt-free life.
Thinking about a change of career? The Instructor College needs people just like you to train as driving instructors.
I did. Now I'm earning £30,000.
You don't even have to give up work to do the training, which is great.
And once you've got your approved qualification, you get a guaranteed placement in a driving school.
Working the hours you choose.
If you've got a driving license, you're ready to start. Then you can train around your current job and enjoy the freedom of being your own boss. Call the Instructor College free on 0500 17 0017 and get on the road to a £30,000 career.
You know, it helps to be posh around here, unless you own a string of polo ponies or maybe half of Yorkshire. But you don't have to be posh to be privileged. All you need is 4 years no claims, and Privilege will guarantee to beat your renewal quote. So for cheaper car insurance, call Privilege on 0800 051 1084. Or, if you're really posh, have your butler do it. Hello. Call Privilege now on 0800 051 1084 or buy online at privilege.com.
Does planting trees have anything to do with great tasting tea? Not really. But by drinking Yorkshire tea, you've helped us plant nearly 3 million trees with Oxfam supporting people in need. So, thanks a million. Yorkshire tea. Try it. You'll see.
In loving memory of our dearest mother, She gave us life.
She shut me in a cupboard.
Beauty.
Do I look all right? It's halfway up your bottom.
And a lifetime of insecurity.
Don't drink whiskey, you know it makes you demented.
It's medicinal.
From the director of Educating Rita and Shirley Valentine. Before You Go, tonight at 9 on 5.
Chocolate that made you lose weight as you ate it.
It's what women want.
If you or someone you know has spent time in jail or been wrongly convicted, give my team a call. Are you a relative of someone who's been to prison? Get in touch. Call us on 0870 600 5500. That number again, 0870 600 5500. Welcome back. I'm speaking to Michael and his son Kyle. Michael was falsely imprisoned for 11 years before he got his conviction overturned. Meanwhile, Kyle didn't really know what was going on. He was told Dad was working away, but on a visit Michael said, tell him the truth, and you slowly put together that Dad had been convicted of murder. And we were just talking about the compensation. With the compensation and the money came, what did you call them, Kyle? Undesirable types. Now, we've got lots of hands up in the audience, so, yes.
I want to know, do you think the amount of money that you got compensated was fair for the 11 years that you got taken away for your son?
No, the compensation is very... How can I put it? I'll give you an example. It basically works out at £700 a week I got for 11 years in prison. If you work it out daily, it's £100. You know, if that's adequate compensation, then... you know,
But some people say, and I'm going to take devil's advocate here, some people would say, then surely if you'd got even more compensation, you would have attracted even more desperate types and you would have got yourself into more trouble drinking and partying.
That is a possibility, but, you know, I just feel like, you know, if I would have had the proper financial help which come with the money. Say, for instance, somebody who won a lottery, they get all the help they can, you know, to make sure they invest it properly. And I just feel that's where the system let us down
How much did you spend in one go? What's the most you got through in, say, 6 months?
In 6 months, I spent £100,000.
On what, a house or...?
Drink, drugs, you name it, women, everything. I bought a £22,000 house out of it. The rest went on drugs. Everything.
You said before you were no angel because, as you said, if you could turn the clock back, you wouldn't have gone on that to steal that car. Was that the first time you'd broken the law, or had you got away with crimes before that?
No, a week before I allowed myself to be carried in a stolen car again. You know what I mean? So, you know, there was two incidences, but they were the only incidences.
Yeah. Yes.
I just wanted to know, do you still have money left for your future after you spent it all?
Yes, I've been more sensible this time around. What it is, when you first come out, you get what they call an interim payment from the Home Office. So you don't get all your money in one go, thank God.
So you still...
I've still got enough money to put away for my future, yes.
Gold diggers need not apply, yes.
Yes.
So question's just for Carl. I was just wondering, do you ever try and get in contact with your mum?
I've been in contact with my mum for a while now.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Fine, love.
Hi, I'd just like to ask if you've ever had professional help, like counselling?
No, nothing at all.
Thank you.
I don't think I need it, to be honest.
But what about your dad? Thank you very much. What about you?
Yes, I have got counselling, but sadly, I had to go and look for it myself.
What amazes me is that both of you said beforehand that there are loads of things that you haven't spoken about, and yet talking to you, Michael, you're I might get into trouble saying this, you are an unusually articulate ex-prisoner, if you know what I mean. Seriously, you're obviously very articulate. You're intelligent enough, as you said, to study the law and help other people, other youngsters. With such a large vocabulary, you're very good at expressing yourself. What has genuinely stopped you from sitting down and talking to your son? I don't understand that, because especially if you've been through therapy, you would know the importance.
Yes, for the healing process.
Yeah. What really has stopped you? Is it that you've just been so wrapped up in yourself and seeing yourself as almost a victim?
Well, there's partly that, I would say, but there's also the fact that maybe, you know, if Kyle did tell me, I would feel even more guilt-ridden than I already am.
So it's part of you
as a
saying,
parent.
part of you is saying, tell me about it, but maybe in your affect, you're saying, don't tell me about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's exactly how it is. You know, because someday, I do want to hear what he's got to say, but in the other sense, like it's a case of, you know, he's going to tell me one day, one way or another, and when I do find out, it make me inadequate as a parent, because I should have been there, like any other parent, to protect their son or daughter from what, you know, come what may.
But I guess just saying that over and over again is going to put Carl, because as you said, the roles have been reversed. It's like Carl's become dad, and it's going to make him want to protect you and therefore not be able to speak about what he went through. So maybe this is where you can grab back part of your parenthood. Sometimes we have to encourage our children to tell us things we know will be painful to us.
But you've got to hear that.
You've got to do it. And maybe still, even so, you've got to give even less time to those campaigners and start making up for some of the... Do you know what I mean? Maybe you'd feel more like a father and more responsible and more there if you scaled back your campaigning work a little bit more and did those painful things that parents sometimes have to do.
Well,
I'll give you the last word to say to Kyle.
You know, what was it like when what was it like when I first come out, and how did you feel, when I first initially come through the door, like, and you realised I was home?
Well, I lived it, to be honest. It was just wicked. I really thought it was going to be great from there forward on, like.
Well, I do apologise for not being there for you, because I should have, as a parent. You should have taken first priority over any campaigners or other innocent people. As much as I got, a lot of sympathy for him, I regret that immensely. But as you know, over the last couple of years since I've managed to get counselling and got my head together, I have tried to make a good effort to sort of build a bridge between me and you. We live together now. We talk a bit more, with the exception of what we went through. But we seem to be going on fine, don't we? And and I just think it bodes well for the future. I really do.
It does. I do wish you both the very best of luck. And maybe in the future, what would bode even better for the future, you're right in that, is that Carl, you end up doing more of the talking, and Michael, you do more of the listening. Thank you so much. Well, now meet Erica. For most of us, it's great when your partner gets close to our families, but for Erica, her husband got horribly close to her baby sister.
I'll always live with the guilt of my ex-husband did with my sister. When he raped my sister, never go away, never ever, until the day I die.
Well, to find out more, please welcome Erica. So, Erica, this is your ex-husband. Can you remember when anything came up about any of this?
Just last year, she disclosed it last year.
What did she tell you last year?
Well, she didn't actually tell us. I seen it in the paper.
This is the first you knew?
Yes, that's because we had a dispute, family dispute, and whatever, and I never had any contact with her.
Right.
And I was reading the newspaper.
And what did it say?
That had been charged with 7 counts of rape.
Did you phone your sister? What did you do?
I went straight to see her.
And what did she tell you? When did she tell you the raping had started?
From the age of 7 years.
She was 7 years old? So when she came to Big Sister's house, Big Sister's husband was raping her?
Yes.
You didn't know?
Everything.
Are you saying he was a model husband?
No. He was, come over to people as well. He was so nice. Intimidating.
How did he treat you? Or how do you felt he treated you?
I just used to put up with it.
What did you put up with?
Violence.
But why did you put up with that?
For my children.
But wouldn't they have been more damaged seeing it?
Half the time they didn't see it. And then in the end, I moved. I had to go away. And I decided to walk and go into a refuge.
Now there's
leave them.
There's quite an age gap between, just to explain to people, between you and your sister Catherine.
Yeah, 13 years between me and my sister.
So was she always baby? You were kind of...
Of course, I'm like a mother figure.
Yeah.
And I felt as though I fetched and carried my sister all her life. And
was your mum not well?
Yes, but at the end of the day, she was my baby sister, and I was like in my little, my little prime sort of thing. Took her all over with us, mothered her.
So how do you feel about Catherine now? When you look at her life?
He's destroyed my sister's life.
When you look at her life and her lifestyle now?
She's a lesbian now, he's took.
You think she's a lesbian because of what she went through?
Of course, definitely.
And what did she say when you say that to her?
She knows deep down inside that he's took all that away from her. Like, she can't have children anymore.
Why not?
Because the way she is, she cannot.
You mean physically she can't have children? What, did she pick up an STD or something?
He's done something to her where she can't have children.
Because of what he did to her?
Abuse, yeah.
And how do you feel?
She's gone from being 16 stone to 8 stone.
Who do you think's been through the worst hell between the two of you?
Physically, my sister. But at the end of the day, if I never brought that man into my family, none of this would have happened.
And you still feel guilty about that? Yes. Okay, let's take a break. Well, next, meet Erica's sister, Catherine. We'll be back soon.
Probably get Jordan boobs and then have them reduced just to see what it felt like to have Jordan boobs.
Antonio was getting ready to open his coffee shop when he heard the news. His favorite customer, Eleanor, had bought the Tassimo hot beverage system. With Tassimo, she could make a variety of delicious coffees for her and the girls at home. Eric